Okay, so I created a YouTube channel that now has about 11,000 subscribers on it, and I get a lot of inquiries and a lot of business out of my YouTube channel. So I've created this channel, Agent Content Creators, to kind of go through and talk to you about what I'm doing on that channel and talk with other content creators about what they're doing. So what I'm gonna do is go through and give you the 5 steps that you need to do as a content creator on YouTube to get business on your YouTube channel. So what I'm gonna do is go through some of the things you need. We're gonna go through some of the content you need to create and all those good things. And do me a favor, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like, and drop tons of comments below, because really this whole entire channel is created to help you. So let's go. Number one on my list is go ahead and spend a ton of time watching other content creators to come up with how you want your channel to look and feel. Good example is I've watched a lot of people that weren't really in the real estate space. I looked at a lot of people that were just creating content and watched what they were doing, how they were coming across, the things they were saying. And then I watched a lot of other YouTube realtors and looked at their content. Now, the thing you don't want to do is copy their content. You want to figure out what's best for you and how you want to come across. Do you want to sit in front of a green screen? Do you want to sit and look at properties? What do you want to do and how do you want to convey that? And from there, figure out what audience you really want to fill. If you're just going to do content based on your area, then we'll talk about content in a second, but you need to find things about your area that are exciting that people want to know. So number 2 on this list is get the stuff you need to create a channel. Now, this is where a lot of people get tied up. They think I need to have all this crazy equipment. Right now, I shoot on a Sony a6500. So this was about a $2,000 setup. I have a little Rode Micro Go that I shoot for my audio. But right now, I'm trying to make a point here is that I'm actually filming this on my iPhone 13 with a Rode Go mic. Now, you're gonna go, damn, the audio on this is fantastic and this looks great. So this is what I'm saying. You don't have to actually get super expensive. Now, if you can tell, I have a green screen back there and a couple box lights. I have behind me now a new setup where I used to do just in front of a green screen. I don't really love this background, so I'll probably be changing that out. So figure out what background you're gonna wanna do, but you're definitely gonna need a couple stands. I have a stand right behind me where I put my camera on. Right now I'm shooting this just on, as you're sitting right here. This is how I'm shooting. So you don't have to go too crazy with the stuff. Go cheap to start, or good quality iPhone, that mic that I was talking about, and don't go too crazy. Now, one thing you're going to have to think about in this setup too is what environment are you going to be filming in? Are you going to be filming like me in front of a green screen or in front of a screen like this? Or are you going to be out walking through homes? If you are, you're going to want to get a good gimbal to walk around to film homes in. So think about what you want to do there. A lot of people ask me about drones. I would go with the Mavic Air 2. That's probably the best one. Or do what I do and I just hire a guy to fly a drone for me, because it became too much of a hassle me trying to edit and film. The other thing that people ask me, oh, how do you edit? Right now I have an editor. This stuff I'm doing on this channel, I'm editing myself. But on my normal channel, I would normally edit with Final Cut Pro. Go cheap, go easy, find something that's inexpensive. I definitely recommend using iMovie to start, and then work your way into actually paying for and hiring out a really good quality editor. You're gonna ask me what editor I used. Now, there are programs out there you can do. Honestly, the best thing you can do, find a college kid that wants to make 20, 25 bucks an edit hour and pay them. You'll end up, paying $200 to $300 a video versus lots of money on a video. Some of these videos you see agents do really nice listings are super expensive, but that's what I'd recommend there. Number 3 is still kind of where we were. Just figure out where you're gonna film. Are you gonna film in front of a green screen? Do you need to buy that? When you're doing the editing, if you're gonna edit yourself, how does that look? Make sure, if you're gonna be out in the wild, filming in the wild, get a really good mic system, because the challenges you're gonna have out in the wild is that you're gonna have a lot of noise and it's gonna be hard to edit that stuff. So that's why I don't do a ton of in-person shooting and shooting in homes. I'm doing that more now, but I have an editor that helps me take care of some of that. So number 4 is the content. People ask me this, what content should I be creating? Look, your content is gonna be based on what you wanna talk about. I talk about my market, the Austin area. There's a lot of agents that do broad topics. Look at Christina Smallhorn. She talks about some small niche stuff, but then she also talks about the market in general. Jason Walters, a good example. Jeb Smith, great example as well, where they talk about the market in general. So figure out what websites you're going to need to film some of that content. But I would say stay to 4 types of content. And as you're filming, if you're getting views that aren't getting views, like if you're doing a whole content funnel that's getting no views, then cut that out and change that. So for me, I talk about Austin. I talk about the news related to Austin, homes in Austin, right? The different locations, prices in the suburbs of Austin. So I try to stay to those 4 topics. I usually do a market update video. Word to the wise, don't name your freaking videos market update. That's the dumbest thing you do. Come up with a creative title. So that's another thing that you really need to think about is your titles and your thumbnails. I use a program called PicMonkey to do my thumbnails. I create all my thumbnails. Keep a clean thumbnail and don't overdo it with the freaking text on your thumbnails. The only person I know that can actually do a good thumbnail with text on it is Jason Walter. Look at his channel. Number 5, be freaking consistent. This is the most important thing of your channel. Now, if you're gonna put out 1 video a week, now I hear people tell me like, I'm gonna do 5 videos a week. Okay, do 5 videos a week, but the reality is you're gonna dilute your product when you're doing 5 videos a week. Be consistent. My channel, this is what I do for my channel. I have 1 day a week where I put out an 8 to 10 minute video, 1 day a week where I do my live streams on my channel. If you haven't seen it, I have 2 other agents and we'll bring on a guest and we call it Real Migos and we do a live stream talking about the market and stuff in general. I then take clips from that and drop those out on Sunday. Worst thing you can do for your channel is be inconsistent and not continue to create content on a regular basis. Stay to those 5 things and you'll create a really good channel. Now, there's a lot of things that I left off of this and maybe I'll do another video in the future, but what do you think? Drop a comment below. If you didn't subscribe, subscribe. We will catch you on the next video. Jeremy Knight, the Night Group, your favorite Austin Realtor.